Good morning, everybody. Okay, so today we're going to start with chapter 27 of Matthew. It basically deals with the I can't talk today. The crucifixion of Christ. Okay, so when morning was come, and all the chief priests. Oh, by the way, there's some words in here that I can't say because of Google. So if I say you might have to guess the words, but certain words I can't say. So if I go blank, that means a word that I can't repeat for whatever reason. Okay, usually it's guidelines, YouTube's policies and everything, which is fair, totally fair. But I've got to, be careful what I say, put it that way. Even though I'm reading it from the Bible, but certain things can't be said these days, I guess. So, when the morning was come, all the chief priests and elders of the people took counsel against Jesus to put him to blank. And when they had bound him and led him away and delivered him to Pontius Pilate, the governor. Then Judas, who had betrayed him, when he saw that he was condemned, repented himself and brought again the 30 pieces of silver to the chief priests and elders, saying, I have sinned in that I have betrayed the innocent blood. And they said, what is that to us? See thou to it. And he cast down the pieces of silver in the temple and departed and went. And he could not deal with his sorrow and his guilt. It's not what that says, but you guys can read it in verse 5 of what happened to him. Because he felt like he thought. So basically, he felt guilt because he thought that if he said, what they wanted, that Jesus at the end would be okay. That he would give them what he wanted, so they wouldn't harm him. No. Yeah, there's 30 silver pieces of gold or whatever, 30 pieces of silver. He tossed it down and went, and that was it. All right. And the chief priest took the silver pieces and said, it is not lawful for to put them in the treasury, because it is the price of blood. And they took counsel and brought with them the potter's field to bury the strangers in. Wherefore that field was called the field of blood unto this day. Then was fulfilled that which was spoken by Jeremy the prophet, saying that they took the 30 pieces of silver, that the price of him that was valued, whom they of the children of Israel did value. Hold on. Sorry about that. I had to put the pup in the bedroom. Okay, so. All right, where was I? Okay, then was fulfilled that which was spoken by Jeremy the prophet, saying, and they took the 30 pieces of silver, the price of him that was valued, whom they, the children of Israel, did value, and gave them for the potter's field, as the Lord appointed me. And Jesus stood before the governor, and the governor asked him, saying, art thou the King of the Jews? And Jesus said unto him, thou sayest. And when he was accused of the chief priests and elders, he answered nothing. Then said Pilate unto him, hearest thou not how many things they witness against thee? And he answered him to never a word, insomuch that the governor marveled greatly. Now at that feast the governor was wont Now at that feast the governor was wont to release unto people a prisoner whom they would. And they had then a notable prisoner called Barabbas. So I guess he was going to let the other prisoner go. I don't know. Let's read that one more time, because I didn't. That one was tough for even me. It was a tongue twister. Now at that feast the governor was wont to release unto the people a prisoner whom they would. And they had then a notable prisoner called Barabbas. Therefore, when they were gathered together, Pilate said unto them, Whom will ye that I release unto you, Barabbas or Jesus, which is called Christ? For he knew that for envy they had delivered him. For he knew that for envy they had delivered him. When he was set down on the judgment seat, his wife sent unto him, saying, Have thou nothing to do with that just man? For I have suffered many things this day in a dream because of him. But the chief priests and elders persuaded the multitude that they should ask for Barabbas and destroy Jesus. The governor answered and said unto them, Whether the twain will ye that I release unto you? They said, Barabbas. Pilate said unto them, What shall I do with Jesus, which is called the Christ? They all say unto him, Let him be crucified. And the governor said, Why, what evil hath he done? But they cried out the more, saying, Let him be crucified. This is what we call mob mentality going on right here, okay? Because they all were excited about this. It was like a mob mentality movement going on. And the main reason is because they didn't realize that he really was their Messiah. Because God blinded them. And they will not be unblinded to this until the end of days. So when they are unblinded, know that the end is near. Okay, when Pilate saw that he could prevail nothing, but that rather a tumult was made, tumult was made. Tumult? I don't know. Anyway, was made, he took water and washed his hands before the multitude, saying, I am innocent of the blood of this just person. See you to it. So basically, he left it to the people because he didn't want the decision. He didn't want to make that decision himself. So he left it to the people, and he's saying, I'm washing my hands of this. I didn't make that decision. Y'all did. So then answered all the people and said, His blood be on us and on our children. So they knew that they were taking his blood on their hands. That it was laid at their feet, basically, and on their children's feet. The problem is I don't think they checked with their children about this before they did that. Then released he Barabbas unto them, and when he scourged Jesus, he delivered him to be crucified. Then the soldiers of the governor took Jesus into the common hall, and gathered unto him the whole band of soldiers. And they stripped him and put him in a scarlet robe. And when they had platted a crown of thorns, they put it upon his head, and reed in his right hand. And they bowed the knee before him, and mocked him, saying, Hail, King of the Jews. They pay him for that now, I bet. They spit upon him, and took the reed, and smote him on the head. After they had mocked him, and took the robe from him, and put his own remnant on him, and led him away to crucify him. And as they came out, they found a man of Cyrene, Simon by the name, him that compelled to bear the cross. Him they compelled to bear his cross. And when they were come unto a place called Golgotha, Golgotha, that is to say, a place of a skull, they gave him vinegar to drink mingled with gall. And when he had tasted thereof, he would not drink. And they crucified him, and parted his garments, cast in lots, that might be fulfilled, which was spoken by the prophet. They parted my garments among them, and upon my vesture did they cast lots. And sitting down they watched him there, and set up over his head his accusation written, This is Jesus, the King of the Jews. Then were there two thieves crucified with him. Then were there two thieves crucified with him, one on the right hand, another on the left. And they that passed by reviled him, wagging their heads, and saying, Thou that destroyest the temple, and buildest in it in the days, save thyself. If thou be the Son of God, come down from the cross. What they didn't realize is he wasn't going to do that regardless, because he knew what his price was to be paid. Likewise, also the chief priests, mocking him, with the scribes and the elders, said, He saved others, himself he cannot save. Oh, he could if he wanted, if he was that type, but that's not what he was there to do. If he be the King of Israel, let him now come down from the cross, and we will believe him. He trusted in God, let him deliver him now, if he will have him. For he said, I am the Son of God. He is, and he was, and still is, the Son of God. And the people that doubted him, all these people that mocked him and everything else, yeah. Oh boy. I hope they got repentant. The thieves also which were crucified with him cast the same in his teeth. Now from the 6th hour there was darkness over on the land unto the 9th hour. And about the 9th hour Jesus cried out with a loud voice, saying, Eli, Eli, lama sabachthani. That is to say, my God, why hast thou forsaken me? Oh. Some of them that stood there, when they heard that, said, This man called for Elias. And straightway one of them ran, and took a sponge, and filled it with the vinegar, and put it on the reed, and gave it to him to drink. The rest said, let us see whether Elias will come to save him. Jesus, when he had cried again with a loud voice, yielded up to the ghost. And behold, the veil of the temple was rent in twain from top to the bottom, and the earth did quake, and the rocks rent. And the graves were opened, and the many bodies of the saints which slept arose, and came out of the graves after his resurrection, and went into the holy city, and appeared unto many. Now when the centurion and they that were with him, watching Jesus, saw the earthquake, that those things that were done, they feared greatly, saying, Truly, this is the Son of God. And many women were there beholden afar off, which followed Jesus from Galilee, ministering unto him. Among them, which Mary Magdalene, and Mary the mother of James, and Joseph, and Joseph, the mother of Zebedee's children. When the even was come, they came a rich man of Arimathea, named Joseph, who was also himself Jesus' disciple. He went to Pilate and begged the body of Jesus. Then Pilate commanded the body to be delivered. And when Joseph had taken the body, he wrapped it in a clean linen cloth and laid it in his own new tomb, which he had hewn out in the rock. And he rolled a great stone to the door of the sepulchre and departed. Now, when I say a huge stone, when the Bible says a huge stone, we're talking something that it would take like an entire village to move this stone type of deal. It wasn't something that was a small little rock. We're talking a mountainous size stone that got rolled in front of Jesus' tomb after they placed him inside. So, okay, huge rock. Nobody can move it. It has to be moved with many, 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 many people. And there was Mary Magdalene and the other Mary, sitting over against the sepulchre. Now the next day that followed, the day of the preparation, the chief priests and Pharisees came together unto Pilate, saying, Sir, we remember that deceiver said, while he was yet alive, after the 3 days I will rise again. Command therefore that the sepulchre be made sure until the 3rd day, lest his disciples come by night and steal him away, and say unto his people, He has risen from the dead, so the last error shall be worse than the first. Sorry. Pilate said unto them, Ye have to watch. Go your way, make it as sure as ye can. So basically, Pilate sent guards to guard the tomb to make sure nobody came and took Jesus and take Jesus away. So they went and they made sepulchre sure, sealing with the stone and setting a watch. Okay, chapter 28. In the end of the Sabbath, as it began to dawn down toward the 1st day of the week, came Mary Magdalene and the other Mary to see the sepulchre. And behold, there was a great earthquake, for the angel of the Lord descended from heaven and came and rolled back the stone from the door and sat upon it. His countenance was like lightning, and his remnant white as snow. And for fear of him the keepers did shake, and became as dead men. And the angel answered and said unto the women, Fear not ye, for I know that ye seek Jesus, which was crucified. He is not here, for he is risen, as he said. Come, see the place where the Lord lay, and go quickly, and tell his disciples that he has risen from the dead. And behold, he goeth before you unto Galilee. There shall ye see him. Lo, I have told you. And they departed quickly from the sepulchre with fear and great joy, and did run to bring his disciples the word. Sorry, I realized I went that way. And And they departed quickly from the sepulchre with fear and great joy, and did run to bring his disciples word. And as they went to tell his disciples, behold, Jesus met them, saying, All hail. And they came and held him by the feet and worshipped him. Then said Jesus unto them, Be not afraid. Go tell my brethren that they go into Galilee, and there shall they see me. Now when they were going, behold, some of the watch came into the city, and showed unto the chief priests all the things that were done. And when they were assembled with the elders, and they had taken counsel, they gave large money unto the soldiers, saying, Say ye, his disciples came by night and stole him away while we slept. And if this come to the governor's ears, we will persuade him and secure you. So they took the money and did as they were taught. And this saying is commonly reported among the Jews unto this day. So they think his body was stolen and that he didn't rise, which wasn't the case. But they'll find that out when the end days come and Jesus comes back and says, Guess what, boys? I'm your Messiah. And they'll be unblinded by God. Okay. Okay. Then the 11 disciples went into Galilee, into a mountain where Jesus had appointed them. And when they saw him, they worshipped him, but some doubted. And Jesus came, and he spake unto them, saying, All power is given unto me in heaven and on earth. Go ye therefore and teach all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost, teaching them to observe all things whatsoever I have commanded. Meaning, that Jesus had commanded them to. Teaching them to observe all things whatsoever I had commanded you. And lo, I am with you always, even unto the end of the world. Amen. And that's it. That's the end of that. So, the next time we will go, I'm going to think about what we're going to go over next. But if you guys have any suggestions, leave them in the comments below. Don't forget, like and subscribe. I'll be back tomorrow with some more Bible verse for you. I know I said I would be back the other day, but I had a little tummy virus going on. Something's going around. Maybe change of weather season. I don't know. It's been very cold for this early in the year. But, that's the way it goes sometimes. But the one thing I want you all to remember is to be kind to one another, because life is really too short. We're only on this planet for a blink of an eye when you think about it. So let's work together, let's be kind to one another, and let's treat each other with dignity and respect, because that's how we have a good life. God bless all of you. Remember, read a Bible verse and do something kind. One act of random kindness can change the world. I know there's a lot of craziness going on right now with protest and violence and people acting crazy and people acting foolish. Guess what? We're better than all of that. We're better than that. Let's work together to make this world a better place for us and our children and their children and their children. Otherwise, because right now what it's been looking like is like Sodom and Gomorrah revisited. And God didn't like that the first time. He sure in the heck wouldn't like it the second time around. And yeah, so try to keep that in mind, guys, because right now we got them a little beat. It's been crazy. Let's work together. Let's stand together. Let's not let anyone divide us. God bless. Don't forget, like and subscribe. Thanks, guys. Peace.